Welcome back to the Frankenstein again. Today we'll be reviewing Issey Miyake Le Bleu de ce Homme. Wait, that didn't sound right, did it? Let me give it another try. We'll be reviewing Issey Miyake Le Bleu de ce Homme. 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 I'm probably butchering it every time I'm saying it. It's just best to get into the review, right? Let's hit it. Let's start with the presentation then. This comes in a cardboard box which has got white color running on the front, which says Issey Miyake and the name of the perfume, which I won't attempt. So Issey Miyake blah blah blah. You've got the concentration, which is eau de toilette, and the size 75 ml. I believe this comes in two bottle sizes, 75 ml and 125 ml. In Fragrantica, I've heard that this is got discontinued, so it's best you grab a bottle of this if you really like it, because discontinued gems really go out just like that. I was looking for Fendi Assoluto. I saw it a couple of weeks back on Notino. Now it's nowhere to be found, and eBay it's fetching a pretty penny. Pretty penny? What's a pretty penny, you ask? A bottle of 100 ml goes for 500 pounds. That's just absurd. You wouldn't want to be in that place. So it's best, if you like this scent profile, grab a bottle or two maybe. And on the back and on the sides and in the bottom, the royal blue or the navy blue color runs through. And behind you've got a neat touch. It shows a picture of the bottle. You got the ingredients listed here at the back, and below you have the batch code printed. That's about it for the box. Comes in a small compartment here. The bottle is what captures people's attention, because I think mainly because of the color. See, the bottle neatly matches the bottle described at the back. Follows the general Issey Miyake bottles structure. The shape I find is like the third eye of the Illuminati. And on the top you've got Issey Miyake detailed here as well. I think the cap clicks into place with a nice sound. A sound that is like a Christmas to every fraghead's ears. And pick it up with the cap, but I'm kind of nervous picking up with the cap, because every time I do that I feel like it's gonna fall. So just to be sure, don't do that. Just pick up the bottle from below. It's a metal cap, I think. And as for the sprayer, it shoots out a decent mist. Sprayer's okay. Now, this is categorized as a aromatic, woody, fresh, spicy fragrance in Fragrantica. It has top notes of rosemary, lime, mandarin, orange, and orange wood. As for the mid notes, you have cypress, ginger, juniper berries, pink pepper, and lavender. And in the base we got sandalwood, amber, patchouli, atlas cedar, and oak moss. Now for the people who are really fussed about the presentation, little interesting fact for y'all is the fact that back in 2005, the packaging and bottle design, this specific bottle design and packaging was found to be so good that it garnered the Fifi Award for Best Packaging Men's Prestige Award. Now that those are out of the way, let's get into the details. Now before I begin my review, I'd like to bring it to your attention that this fragrance review has been brought to you by a popular request from a fellow fraghead friend of mine, Michaelis. He's requested this, I think, 2 months back. I'm a little late on that, so I apologize for it. But better late than never, right? And also, Mr. Michaelis has opened his own channel, which is called Michaelis Fragrance. Please do check him out. And if you really like him, please show him some support by subscribing to his channel. The guy has a voracious voracious appetite for fragrances. He's got true passion for it. And in particular, he is a guy with a nice heart. A guy with a heart of gold. So please do yourself a favor and check him out. Now I'll get back to the review. So I've got the dry down here on my right. I'll spray here to remind myself of the opening notes. Let that settle down for a bit. Now, from the initial spray, at the early stage of this scent, I actually get all the notes listed. I get the lime, orange, mandarin orange, orange wood, and also a particularly pronounced rosemary note. In the first stages, when it's really wet, and once you've got the little alcohol blast, I think, at the beginning, when it's settled down a bit, the lime, the citrus notes really pops. You get that lime, juicy lime, paired with that delicious orange. But after it settles down for a bit, the rosemary takes over and the citrus notes go in the background, complementing the rosemary note. Midway through, you get a strong dose of citrus note, and this is where you get a herbal and medicinal vibe. Now, whenever medicinal vibes, when you get medicinal vibes, some of the people associated with the off-putting smell of Gucci Guilty Absolute, some of them would like to say that it smells like clinic. And since citrus is the common note in both of those, I think this is what contributes to that medicinal property of the fragrance. But this is unlike that fragrance because it is well rounded with the juniper berry, so it's quite soothing, although herbal. And also you get a slight tinge, zing from the ginger in the middle, slight tinge. But primarily the citrus and the juniper berry are the stars of the show at this stage. Now, as for the dry down, like after 6 hours, this just gives away the performance of this. It lasts for quite a bit, and it's not beastly as some people would like to describe it. It's not beastly, it's not subtle. It's right in the middle zone where some of you would like to call a sweet spot. I fancy it because it's in the sweet spot as well. I don't like my fragrances to be overly loud or too subtle, so this is in that category. In the dry down, I get the cedar. I also get patchouli, and I'm left with this mossy feel, not the dirty sort, but mossy feel. I think that's the oak moss. But I don't get much sweetness from this, which sandalwood and amber seems to contribute in fragrances. So that's about it note-wise. Now, as for the emotions it evokes in my mind, well, I saw Mr. James from the channel Outlaw Frags talking about this, and every time he features this on one of his videos, he seems to associate it with Christmas. Now, according to him, this has a connotation of Christmas. This is something that resonates as Christmas to him because he said that this fragrance feels like walking through a forest of pine trees, and that's what effectively uh, captivates Christmas for him. Now, I can see where he is coming from, but I would like to add to that connotation. I would say this is the man that has got Christmas figured out. And you might be asking, what does that mean? I mean, it's not uh, the person, the juvenile end of the spectrum that thinks that Santa's gonna run down the chimney and offer them gifts. It's rather the man who knows that Christmas is all about festivities and spending their time, quality time with their loved ones, with a nice dinner and some banter and laughter beside the Christmas tree. That effectively resembles this fragrance. And as you can tell from the description, this would garner compliment from a mature crowd. The art of fragrance that is at play with this may not be appreciated or may not pander to the masses of the juvenile spectrum. And for me personally, what it evokes is, for context, I'd say, since I'm from tropical land, mostly throughout the year the days are really hot and humid. It's a surprise that we're getting winter this time and it's a little cold, and I miss home really. I wish I was back home enjoying winter back home. But normally it's really hot and humid. So after the end of a very, let's say after a drought, 2 or 3 days of hot temperatures, let's say we're having rain, and it's not really drastic rain, like it's not heavily raining, let's say a mild shower of rain which rejuvenates nature. This effectively feels like when you take a stroll after a mild shower in those days, the rejuvenated smell of leaf. That's what it feels like to me. Not the dirty sort, but the rejuvenated and refreshing, uplifting sort. So, and in case you're wondering from the clickbait, is it a Bleue scent? Well, if you followed through my description, this is far from it. This doesn't have any aquatic notes whatsoever. This is something that veers towards the green territory as opposed to the blue. A very masculine scent that takes the root, that is, I think that goes towards the typical masculine fragrances but takes a different direction. Doesn't have that barbershop smell, but a more masculine green scent. And so the uniqueness on this is pretty high. Issey Miyake as a house tries to do things different anyway. As for the occasions, I see it every weather, but personally I would say rainy days because of the emotions it evokes in me. Even in summer you can rock this, but go easy with the trigger. So versatility is quite high on this. And for age group, as I mentioned before, 30 plus would really appreciate it. I would really push it towards my dad once I go home this term. I think this would really smell great on my dad. And for occasion, you can dress it up casual, no problem. Pretty much ticks all the boxes for a perfect signature scent. And as for my overall rating, for uniqueness, I give it 10 out of 10. Versatility, 9 out of 10. Because in summer you need to go easy with the sprayer. And for performance, I'll give it 9 out of 10. It projects for 2 hours and the longevity is around 6 to 7 hour mark on my skin. Overall, it garners a rating of 9.5 out of 10. So just 0.5 shy of the perfect 10. a masterpiece in Michalis' world, but a 9.5 in mine. Maybe over time, as my nose matures, I will grow to love it more. That's about it from me. And as always, the Frankenstein has